Welcome to the Film Fandom Podcast, a show where we break down yesterday's, today's, and tomorrow's entertainment palette.
We touch on movies, TV, video games, and anything else involving the franchises we love and those we love to hate. I'm your host, Josh.
I'm your host, Nick.
And I'm Sam.
Yeah. All right, guys. For this episode, I saw a news article on the internet that kind of piqued my interest. It was a comment that Zack Snyder made, and it originally was an interview with Steven Spielberg, and they were talking about comic book movies and the control that they have over the movie market right now. And Steven Spielberg made the comment that he saw them going the way of the Western, that like right now there'll be a hot commodity, they'll be everywhere, everyone's doing a superhero movie, and then they'll just kind of fade off. And they asked Zack Snyder about it, who is obviously, directing Batman vs. Superman, and he agreed. But he also went on to kind of defend his movie, that he was trying to do something special that would kind of stand the test of time. And he made the comment that it's not the flavor of the week like Ant-Man. And that sent some of the actors over in the Marvel camp into fear, and they started firing back, talking about, or they were just making jabs at him, talking about how they're just, he's making remaking movies that was made by a better director, talking about Christopher Nolan and his Batman series and stuff. But it kind of brought up the question that I like what we thought about the superhero niche. And then also, I wanted to touch on Zack Snyder's comment in particular, because I think what he said got misinterpreted and turned around, because I have a view on where I think he was trying to go, and he didn't mean it to be a dick, and it just kind of got taken that way. But I just thought it would be a topic that we could bring up and that we could kind of discuss on here.
Personally, going with the part of superhero movies, this being their time, I think there will be a point to where, sadly, they will not be, a thing anymore. Not as big as they are now. We're getting to the point of where a lot of people are trying to make movies about superheroes who possibly, aren't on the, I guess you could say, front lines. We have the Avengers. Everybody knows who the Avengers are. There are superheroes out there who some people are like, oh, you can go with Guardians of the Galaxy, although they did really, really well, but nobody knew who they were. So, I guess it could go one of both ways. It can go, okay, well, I don't know who these people are, and the movie wasn't that good, or I don't know who these people are, and wow, that's pretty exciting. So I feel like just like any type of trend, they will decline eventually. Maybe not in a bad way. Maybe when their time is up, their time is up. That's how I feel about it.
I agree in a way that it will go the way of the Western, meaning that it'll eventually just, I wouldn't say fade out, of course, but just kind of slow down a bit and just kind of make room for maybe a different genre, or just try not to flood the market so people don't lose interest. The way that, people might lose interest in, too many horror movies, or too many Westerns, or too many sci-fi movies all at once, depending on, of course, the quality, not just quantity, but quality of the movies themselves. I think that plays an important factor. And right now, well, at least right now, and also in the future, they have a lot of movies coming out. I don't know how we're gonna, we're gonna watch them and enjoy them. And as long as they're great stories, then sure, just keep on busting them out. But I can see how maybe, just the general population could get tired of it. But doesn't seem to be the case, especially with Ant-Man doing so well. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of thought that's kind of what I was thinking when they announced Ant-Man. I was like, okay, they're just cashing in because they're going to make a movie out of everything that they have a property of. I think the reason I think Ant-Man did so good, I think that one had to stand. I think that one was a test, because that one was a character that most people did not want to see.
Yeah.
So that was definitely an uphill battle. And then after seeing the movie and enjoying it, and liking it so much, I think that was good. But that definitely could have been one of the first dominoes to start that fade out effect. But it didn't. If anything, I think it made it stronger.
Definitely, especially with that. And then, of course, we had a little bit of a rocky encounter with Age of Ultron. It wasn't as well received as Guardians of the Galaxy, which was great and well received. But I don't know. I was hoping that wouldn't be the decline. Age of Ultron, and then Ant-Man afterwards, and it just be a snowball effect. But Ant-Man brought it back, and Age of Ultron wasn't a bad movie, but there were some things about it that, a lot of people didn't like, even fans, so specific fans of the whole genre just didn't like. Mm-hmm. So could have been bad, essentially.
And I wonder, too, they have all these movies projected, tons. So in a way, I wonder if that saves them a little bit from the snowball effect, because one person can be like, oh, I didn't like that. but you know what? I think I like the Infinity War. So, I think it saves them a little bit just because it gives you a little sneak preview. It's like, oh, they'll do better next time. They'll do better next time or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, they'll do better next time. They'll do better next time. But that could kind of backfire, saying like, well, I'm just not going to watch them. I'll just wait till they come down on video, or wait for for them to be a dollar rental, or wait till reviews come out and people see what people say, because
that is
bite
true.
them in the ass. Be like, well, I just don't care anymore. I don't know. That's happened for me for some movies where I'm like, oh, I'm excited about the movie, and then it comes out, and I'm just like, you know what? I'll wait until the next one or the one after that. So it's unfortunate. Kind of like with the whole X-Men.
Oh man.
So yeah. So I like the first one and the second one. Then the third one came out, and then everything else came out. I liked Wolverine when he was, the Wolverine 3, I guess you can call it, whatever you want to call it. With movies in Japan, that was great. That was a nice.
The Wolverine.
That one's great.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hit and misses. I think so far, Marvel hasn't had, like Marvel Studios and Disney hasn't had a full-on miss. There are definitely ones in their staple or in, their phase 1 or phase 2 that I like more than others. Like there's some, I'm looking at like Iron Man 3 and stuff like that are much lower on that tier, but they're not terrible movies. They just don't hold up next to some of the other ones. So far, I think Fox is the only one who's like struck out.
Yes.
With like Fantastic Four and like X-Men 3.
Yeah. Yep.
And X-Men Days of Future Past, in some regards, some people liked it, but some people couldn't stand it.
I'm in that staple. Yep. Kick Bryan Singer in the balls one day.
It's too bad too. That's how Wolverine, Wolverine's in it, sort of.
It's not gonna help.
Side character.
Dick.
I guess if he couldn't help Origins, Wolverine, X-Men Origins Wolverine, but yeah.
So I guess there are. I mean, just like with any genre, there's always going to be that turning point where it's all going to depend on how long they can keep it fresh and interesting before we're just like, okay. Because at a certain point, some of these characters are going to want to move on, and a lot of these actors are going to leave, and contracts are going to run out. And like the whole Spider-Man debacle, where they're like, oh, we're just going to reboot it again. And just
again.
Yeah.
Until we get it right.
Yeah.
Well, how about the DC side of things? How do you guys feel about that? I know we've really enjoyed all of the Dark Knight trilogy. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you guys feel about Man of Steel?
You go ahead, Nick.
Oh no, I personally love the movie. Just from seeing the way Man of Steel is and the way I guess you can go Suicide Squad, the way that's going to look and the way Batman vs Superman is, I'm a way bigger fan of the mood that DC brings other than Marvel. It's not that I'm not a fan of Marvel. I just cater more towards DC than Marvel.
I agree with you there too. I'm a big Marvel
I like
fan.
the dark. I like how it's a little darker.
Yeah,
that, and then they kind of deal with is in a completely fantastic universe, like aliens and superpowers and completely preposterous stuff.
Yeah,
but the human side of the story, like the characters have like real human stories and consequences and things like that, whereas so far in most of the Marvel movies, they've all been pretty patterned. And it's like, oh, okay, yep, this will happen, and this will happen, and oh, look, ta-da,
Well, the first character you see humanized, I think, was Hawkeye in Avengers or whatever, just where they brought his family into and stuff like that. And that was them trying to make Hawkeye relevant. That's how I feel about it. But
there's just no there's no consequences in the Marvel universe. Not yet. I mean, everyone says that's what is leading up to the Civil War. But up until this point, there has been a whole lot of crap go south.
We need accountability.
Yeah, everybody just goes all willy-nilly and does what they want, and like everyone just shrugs stuff off.
Yeah, it's okay that Hulk demolished that city, and and Iron Man was responsible for that AI that murdered people. Oh, but it's okay, just go on, drive away in your Ferrari, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Whereas, Sam, you had mentioned before, like in the Dark Knight trilogy, like people were held accountable. There were consequences and fallout from actions that happened.
Oh yeah, and
stuff like that.
Like perfect example, the Dark Knight. There was consequences. People were tested to their limits, and at the end, the good guys lost. the bad guys won. Like the Joker, he defeated them by turning their best man, Harvey Dent, against them.
Yeah.
And eventually, ultimately ending his life, Harvey Dent's life at the end of the movie. But they had to hide that fact and go against what their beliefs and their moral code, and lie about this terrible person. Or, this person turned terrible because of circumstances, and but they just took it. They said, you know what, this is terrible, this is awful, but we're just gonna, Batman's just gonna take the blame and retire the cowl, and hopefully, peace will thrive. Of course, it didn't, but you have to have another movie. But it did for a long time. I guess they said like 5 years or something. So, but yet they're defeated. So it's awesome. It's great, like good writing. But
it is.
And that's the same kind of stuff that they carried over into Man of Steel, too. Because granted, there's some nonsense that happens in that movie, too. But as they've already shown in the trailers, like, that's what is the cause of the second film. That's the fallout from everything that happened.
Yes.
Yeah, just because an alien came down to Earth and he's saving all these people doesn't mean all is going to be hunky-dory.
Yeah.
And now yes, it's going to be exciting.
So, yeah.
Speaking of Man of Steel, like I'm getting on this villain kick because like Zod was a pretty well-rounded villain. They built him up. They kind of gave him purpose. They made him so like he's telling at the end of it, his purpose is done because his people are dead. That Superman just helped go and kill, annihilate eventually, and so now he's going to take it out on the planet. But it wasn't just I'm going to kill you guys because, or I'm the bad guy, so let's just be bad. No, I had a purpose, I had a plan, and this is what I was going to do. And it wasn't really it was more thought out, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't. He was a villain, but not so much like he was an evil person. He was just, due to the circumstances and things that happened, he went down a different path.
Yeah, he was fighting for what he thought was right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. Hopefully they add that to the next one, Lex Luthor and all that.
So that's something DC has definitely stepped up versus Marvel. Is their villains are much more well played out, much more. They're better developed because aside of Loki for Marvel, the rest of their villains, they all get beaten and killed at the end of every episode, just about.
Yeah, there's like no name villain.
Yeah,
number one,
tossed to the side. It's just like.
Yeah. Do you guys remember the villain's name from the third Iron Man?
Mandarin.
Sort of. No, it was the other dude.
Mandarin, it's the other guy.
Yeah, Guy Pearce, whoever the hell Guy Pearce was playing.
Guy Pearce.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mandarin was the fake villain, right?
Yeah, he was the setup and stuff. I remember it was like the extremis or whatever, like stuff that he had that was making him, the villain or whatever. But
oh yeah.
That Pepper took, so she, saved the day at the end of the movie. She knew kung fu.
Yeah, see that nonsense, and even the villain from Iron Man 2.
Yeah, Whiplash.
Yeah, Whiplash. That dude.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh man, when that car, I knew the movie is just going to be kind of not going to be all that great. When Iron Man got his suit from his little briefcase,
mm-hmm.
and then he kicked that car into his legs, into Whiplash's legs, and the legs didn't. It was just like, I'm hurt it a little bit.
Yeah, just curse you, Iron Man.
No,
slowing me down, fool.
I know your knees would be crushed. You'd be done. That'd be done. I know they got to make a movie, but still.
I say, there's a few of them. Guardians of the Galaxy, they had a good villain.
Oh yeah, and I feel like that's a little different. I mean, they're aliens, man. I feel like you have, the Space Avengers is who Guardians of the Galaxy are, and like, it is. I feel like you have so much more play with aliens, because they're, aliens are just crazy. But that one, what was his name? The villain in that?
Ronan.
Yeah. No, he was awesome. I liked him. He was so cool.
even from the beginning when you first saw him or they introduced him. It's like, well, this guy's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, and they did a good job. I mean, his was sheer what? He just wanted power.
His was like an age-old clash between two worlds. And then whenever, I guess, he wakes up, I don't know if the dude was hibernating or what the hell. But, like, they had that peace treaty, and somebody went and told him about it. And he was like, hell no, not on my watch.
Yeah. Yep. I did not sign off on this.
Yeah, so it was just, like, centuries of bloodshed that they were just trying to, like, they were trying to mend fences, and he wasn't having it.
Yeah. It was good. It was good development. That's one of my favorite ones. Guardian of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Now now we've been kind of praising DC this whole time. Let's talk about some of their bad movies.
From DC?
Yeah, like Green Lantern.
Oh yeah.
And Batman and Superman Returns.
Oh man. See, it's funny, like Nick and I, we had this conversation a while back, like we watch The Arrow. And Brandon Routh plays Adam in The Arrow. And for the longest time, I could not like his character because of Batman Returns. For whatever reason, I held him accountable. And so every time he was on the screen, I was like, man, fuck that guy. Because he screwed up Superman and stuff. But since then, like Arrow, his character, I've grown attached to him now. So now I forgive him. Now I just blame Bryan Singer for that nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that movie. And then, yeah. I don't know if did you guys like Green Lantern?
No.
Yeah.
I saw Green Lantern just because I like Ryan Reynolds as an actor. He's a funny guy, but it was not a good movie.
No.
The only part I remember from that movie is like he made like a roller coaster or something with his ring at this giant party. That's the thing I forget.
Oh, the Hot Wheels track.
The Hot Wheels track.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all I remember from the movie. Literally, that's everything I remember.
I just remember that the big bad guy at the end was a storm cloud.
It was the poo monster.
Yeah, and which was the same problem that, like, in the second Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Galactus.
Yeah, Galactus is a giant storm cloud and stuff. It's just like, this sucks.
I know. I want to see Galactus. Oh, I know.
But yeah. But that was also from a slightly different era. Now, I don't think any of the comic book movies would get away with a film like Green Lantern or even the Superman. The Superman Returns was kind of, I don't know. I think that was just the wrong time, wrong place kind of thing.
Well, even Marvel, third Spider-Man, there's no way that would fly with Sony. Like now.
Yeah, not now. Yeah.
And I think it is a time, like just a time thing. So.
Yeah, because now they're held to a higher standard. Before it was like, they were kind of campy, and there were certain ones that were really good installments or movies or whatever, but it was perfectly acceptable, for them to get away with just hokey crap.
Yeah, they could do what they wanted, man. Pretty much, and just there wasn't a big variety, I guess. And like you said, they didn't have the standards to be held up to be compared against.
Yeah. And like now they're sinking, like the movie studios sink so much money into these because they generate so much freaking money. Like they'll try and ensure to their best ability that it's a success. I mean, stuff will still slip through the cracks. We'll still get a Fantastic Four every now and then, but
yeah.
Yep. All the Fantastic Fours.
Yeah, but what's bad is this last one made the other ones look okay. Like, I remember when I left, I was like, you know what? Maybe that first one wasn't so bad.
Wow.
But
I wonder if some of the cast is going to leave. Like, if they realize how they're not part of the, I don't know what I'm trying to think of.
Probably should.
Yeah, something.
I know, like, a lot of the cast has been quiet so far on that one, except for, what's her name? What's the girl's name? Damn it.
Kate Mara?
Kate Mara. I don't know why I call her Rune or something. But anyway, Kate Mara, she had been making comments that, as far as she knew, they were all still attached. And, like, she really liked working with the cast and that they would all come back. But she also admitted, like, that she's never actually watched the movie.
Oh, God.
So...
That's terrible.
Yeah, so that doesn't I don't know. That doesn't bode a whole lot of confidence, really. Even though they're already proceeding with the sequel, like that's already been greenlit and they're going. But
Someone's bound to quit. Someone is like, she'll watch it. She'll be like, I'm gonna watch this movie. She comes, walks in the next day. I quit. I'm done. I'm done.
Negative Ghost Rider. Shut it down.
I think they would pay attention to their career, to their work.
Yeah, because I don't
chair
think
for you. I didn't look at the finished product, but here's this chair. Hope you like it. You know what I mean?
Well, there are some actors who do that. Because, for instance, Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp has never gone to watch one of his films because he can't stand to see himself on screen. So he's just fucking kooky like that, I guess. But
all right.
So I mean, there are some of them like that. But there are several actors in there. I don't see them wanting to continue to associate themselves with that. Like Miles Teller, he's already kind of a rising star. And same thing with Michael B. Jordan.
Oh yeah, he's me in Creed.
Yes. So
yeah,
I can see them getting to the point where they're like, you know what? No, that's just not gonna help me get where I need to be. Like I said, unless somebody can come in and really clean that mess up. But I don't know how.
Yeah, this takes a lot because you're gonna.
I mean, if I feel bad for anybody, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say if they come in there and clean it up, that means people will have to watch the first one to understand what's going on in this one. At least get an idea.
You don't miss much. There's not a whole hell of a lot that happens.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
what are you gonna say, Nick?
Oh no, I was gonna say if you have to feel bad for anybody, feel bad for the guy who played Ben Grimm because he's not a very well-known actor. The other three are. I've seen Kate Mara, Miles Teller, and Michael B. Jordan and stuff. But this guy, his career is done. It's good. Besides playing Ben Grimm.
And what's bad is he did a really good job at it. Like he played Ben really well. But I mean, and they all did. They all acted really well. It's just
the movie was just bad.
Yeah, it was a hot steaming pile of dew.
Yeah, that's kind of depressing.
Steamer,
but
yeah.
Right.
But I mean, but I want to touch on when Zack Snyder said flavor of the week is what he called Ant-Man, that sent everyone into an uproar.
Yeah,
and that got me thinking, Ant-Man. I really enjoy Ant-Man. It's a good movie. I had a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, there's nothing. I don't feel like there's anything in particularly special about it. Mm-hmm. It was just an enjoyable movie. And so that's kind of where I felt he was going with that comment.
Yeah.
He didn't mean it as a personal offense. He was just because Ant-Man's being put on this pedestal right now as this phenomenal movie. I mean, it's really, it's good, but it's not it's not game changing. It's not going to me, I have to go out and rethink things in my life now because I've seen Ant-Man kind of stuff. So, but I think that's kind of what he meant. And then everyone kind of took it the wrong way. Sebastian Stan, the guy who plays Bucky, is the one who was firing back and stuff. So I was just curious, I don't know, kind of what the caliber that they're held to. Now everyone, when a comic book movie comes out, we put them on this pedestal. And then when I go back and watch some of them, I'm kind of you know what, this is a normal movie, but it made this ungodly amount of money. And
yeah, it's just kind of it kind of goes with what's popular now. What's big, comic book or superheroes are big now. They've always been kind of big, but not as big as they are now. So you have all these people that are older that grew up with it and now can actually make these movies that they enjoy, that they're fans of. And they can market it, and those people who are marketing it were fans of the product too, or grew up with it in some way. So you just kind of go look at pop culture now. It's a big part of pop culture, more than it's ever been, and a big part has to do with these movies. And I think we mentioned flavor of the week as Ant-Man. I agree with you. Not necessarily a bash, but when a movie comes out, when Avengers or Ant-Man or The Dark Knight, it's big, it's popular when it's in theaters, right? Mm-hmm. And then after a while, when it first hits theaters, and after a while, it kind of loses pace. People stop talking about it as much, and then They don't talk about it until it hits DVD again, until it comes back on DVD. And that's just because of marketing, and that's because of news, and it's because of journalism. They get the they talk about, you know, what special features are on the Blu-ray or you know, or they'll have a little exclusive behind the scenes of a video clip that's coming, you know, for Ant-Man or for Avengers that's coming out. My dog's going crazy. So anyways, I think that's what he meant. It's just kind of, it's big. It's a big deal at the time, and then it goes away as fast as it came.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing. It's just kind of how it is.
I agree with the both of you two on your exact feelings on when he was saying flavor of the week. I don't think he was bashing it. Another thing, too, is with Ant-Man, if you do compare it to a movie that was amazing, okay, I'll go with Guardians of the Galaxy again. Like, I don't know if there's going to be an Ant-Man 2. I have no idea. I doubt it. But I know he'll be part of the story later on. But when Guardians of the Galaxy ended, I'm like, I want to see the second one. I want to know more. Who's Peter Quill's dad? You know, what's the story behind, you know, Gamora? What's the story behind Drax? What's the story about everybody, you know? Mm-hmm. And in Ant-Man, you're like, oh, that was a good movie. And I was excited, you know, the end, what was the after credit spoiler?
Yeah.
And I was really excited about that. But I didn't leave going, I can't wait to see him in another movie. You know what I mean? Not because I don't like him, just because that movie wasn't like, it was a really good movie. It was enjoyable, but it's not something I dream about at night or something.
Yeah, it didn't stay with you or anything like that.
No, exactly. And I just try to compare it to Guardians of the Galaxy, where I was like, I need more of this. I want more, because it is.
Yeah, and Avengers, when Avengers first came out. Stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yes. So
it's what you're talking about. It's what you're making, like Halloween costumes and stuff like that about. It's becomes a part of your life in a way. You know, when you leave the theater, it sticks with you. So not every movie is going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sam, I totally agree with you when you say I mean, think about it. Back in the day, if you like comic books and superheroes, you probably weren't the most popular kid. But nowadays, it's so mainstream. You're cool. Like, oh, you like comic books and superheroes too? You're cool, man. Like, that's just, it's so mainstream. It's insane.
You like Batman? I like Batman, bro. We should hang out. Talk about Batman.
But no, that is the truth, though. Like,
it's true. I mean, yeah, I agree.
The amount of kids who have superhero anything anymore, like apparel, it's just insane. It's just insane.
Yeah, it's much more widely received, because I remember I remember being that geeky kid bringing comic books and stuff to school and stuff like that, and it's kind of a stigma back then. But now, you know, it's like a badge of honor.
Yep.
But yeah,
I still wear it proudly.
Yep. Let's say. No, I was just curious, because I remember when I read the article, like, I immediately jumped to Zack Snyder's defense. And I don't know if that's just because I'm a big Zack Snyder fan and I feel the need to defend him all the time, or if it was just that. So that's kind of why I wanted to, you know, pull you guys and see.
Who knows? He seems like a brilliant guy. Maybe he was saying flavor of the week to offend them, but he knows that people will side with him because he's so awesome. But he's like, no, they won't think I was trying to offend them.
Or maybe he was trying to, like, put it down because, I don't know, it's a rival in a company, so maybe he's just trying to cause waves. I don't know.
It could be, because he has kind of done that in the past. Well, I mean, he didn't really, it wasn't vindictive or anything, but like him and J.J. Abrams were going back and forth there for a while. And like, where, you know, like J.J. Abrams was hiding, like, to put the Batmobile on the Millennium Falcon just to kind of stick it to him. And like, they took pictures of, it was like a classic Batman cover where Batman's up on a ledge, you know, looking over Gotham, and instead it's like C-3PO and stuff like that. Like, they were just going back and forth, taking jabs at each other. It was all in good fun, and they were both promoting each other's films at the same time by doing it. So I don't know, maybe that's what he was trying to do, is trying to get into like another, you know, kind of Twitter fight or whatever with these guys, where it was meant to just draw more attention to the projects that they were working on ultimately.
Yeah.
In the end, I mean, Marvel's going to make movies and people are going to go see it, and they're going to make tons of money.
Yeah. Yes. That's true. That's true.
There aren't very many parents taking their kids to probably go see Batman versus Superman. Or Superman versus Batman.
I don't
or
know.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
Like,
Suicide Squad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to see that in theaters myself before I can take my kids to that, or Gabriel. I'm not gonna take my youngest to see it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe my oldest, but still, I'll have to see it first.
So yeah, that one will definitely have to to gauge. It's not. I doubt very seriously it's geared towards kids at all.
Yeah, I'm sure it's PG-13, but still, like, content of it, and that's going to hurt them as far as numbers go. They're not going to have as big numbers as, say, like these Marvel movies because of that. So that's okay. I still think it could be a really entertaining show.
I think
yeah.
that one. I think they'll be okay because now, like we had talked about, everything it's more commonly accepted, so they can still get a pretty big adult audience now. Whereas if they would have tried, years ago, they're like, hey, we made a Suicide Squad and they put like these A-list actors in it, there'd be no way they would make their money back.
Yeah, that's true. I really hope that it does well. Like the trailer looks great for Suicide Squad, so it has me amped up for it. Yeah, I hope it's well received. I hope it's entertaining.
So we'll find out.
Oh yes.
So it's coming down the pipeline along with a lot of other good films.
Yes, lots of good films. Star Wars. Ha.
Yep, it's gonna be a big couple of months.
Oh yes.
You guys got anything else for this
I don't
episode?
think so.
Yeah, I think we've kind of been fishing for a little while.
Yeah,
We're good though.
They talked about it quite a bit, but it's
We did good though. Like we that was really fluid.
Yeah. Okay. So somebody want to do a sign off or something?
Let me try, I guess.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me think of something real quickly.
Oh, it doesn't have to be anything. Be like, well, that about wraps it up for this episode.
All right.
Kind of thing.
All right, guys, that about wraps it up for this episode. Just want to thank you guys for listening and tune in next time.